You know, there is a real 21 Jump Street out there. Young cops who penetrate teen vice and crime in schools. Police officer George Raffield turned 21 last September. He worked undercover in a Texas high school that looked squeaky clean. The kid who allegedly killed him was, cops say, only 16. And the gun he used belonged to a cop. That cop was his father. Producer Terry Whitcraft and our Steve Dunleavy bring you this story of truth, more frightening than fiction.
Pure, action-packed escapism. Commercial television at its best. Post-pubescent teens playing Dirty Harry, making someone's day. Sometimes fact has an awesome way of following fiction. This is fiction. This is fact. Now let's start with the town. It's called Midlothian. Sounds like something out of Greek mythology. It's in Ellis County, which is in Texas. 5,000 good people, proud as a Texas town should be. Proud of their churches. Proud of even being a dry county. Proud of their Panther football team that loses regularly. Proud of their band that sometimes plays off-key. Proud of their cheerleaders, no matter what the score is. Proud of their citizens. Even proud of their cement plant. But today, the flags at half-mast tell us nothing about pride. They tell us about shame. You are watching a kid being buried in his native Texas soil. George Raffield, 21. You are watching a mother beseeching God for an answer.
It's still like a nightmare. And you keep praying, you'll wake up from it. But he's gone, and he's gone forever. And there's no coming back.
And stop!
You've just seen a cop buried, victim of murder. George, like the actors in 21 Jump Street, was an undercover cop going into a kid's world, the Midlothian High School, trying to take kids out of drugs or drugs out of kids. The Texas Rangers allege a kid, some kid, took George's brain from his head with a bullet. And, allegedly, one of those kids was into devil worship.
He said, you know I can get a goat, man? I said, what do you need a goat for, dude? He said, we're going to slit its throat and drink its blood and burn the corpse. Or he's going to build a realm, you know, so he could call Satan in there or whatever the realm's for, you know.
There's an indication of Satanism, of the occult. But I'm telling y'all, the devil didn't pull that trigger out there. And the devil didn't order it done.
So there was a cop killer in Midlothian. Richard Gigline, 17, has been arrested as an adult. Greg Sparky Knighton, 16, has been identified by the Houston Chronicle as the other kid involved in the murder.
I was listening to the scanner, a police scanner, listening to what I could hear of the search. And it came over the police scanner while I was sitting at the kitchen table. Victim and vehicle found. Discontinued search. Notify family.
Save all your grief for Shirley Moore, mother of George, youngest of her 7 kids. But spare some for this man, Sergeant Thomas Knighton. He is a Dallas city cop. And his son allegedly took his father's gun to kill a cop. According to an affidavit given by Richard Gigline to the Texas Rangers, Sparky Knighton talked about killing George Raffield when it was found he was an undercover cop. They went along this road in George's pickup truck with a scam that they were all going to get in on a big drug buy. They turned into this dirt track and up onto a place called Devil's Hill. Now, according to Gigline's affidavit, the 3 of them sat around in the pickup truck for about a half an hour talking about girls, music, and drugs. Gigline said he started to get nervous. He wanted to leave, but he alleges that Sparky insisted on staying. Then, Sparky's hand allegedly moved towards his father's gun. They got out of George's pickup truck. Then Sparky allegedly caused Officer Raffield to turn away.
There you go.
He would never see another sunset. after allegedly going through his pockets. One 16-year-old son of a cop, one 17-year-old son of an out-of-work hairdresser skulked away. Craig, the cop's son, then went to see his pretty little girlfriend and watched television as if nothing happened.
He came over to my house at 7:30, and he was with me till 12. And me and my father took him home at 12:15. And my father and my mother and my brother were here whenever he was here. And we were helping decorate the house because we were having a party, a Halloween party. And we were watching TV most of the time, too. I mean, he was here with me all night.
From his cell, he wrote his girlfriend the following letter.
I wish I could tell you more of what things look like. 1 minute looks better, 1 minute looks worse. I didn't pull the trigger.
Kids at Midlothian High had identified Raffield as an undercover cop. Right then, he should have been pulled out. In fact, his mother, Shirley Moore, told me that her son reported that his cover had been blown and said that he even told this to his police chief, Roy Vaughan. The other night when I was speaking to Mrs. Moore, she said that her son had told her 2 weeks before his murder that, first of all, he'd been identified by some kids, and second of all, he'd told you, and that you'd said, hang in until January.
No. That's not true. I'll tell you what, as I said, and I previously said, why would I play with a man's life if that happened?
George Raffield was murdered by somebody. 2 kids who have only just learned how to shave are charged with his murder.
When I close my eyes, I see him lying by the side of his truck on the cold, wet ground. And I know he's not coming back.
Even in her grief for her son, Mrs. Moore weeps for other Texas families.
The tragedy here is it does not only affect our family, but it affects other families as well. We're torn apart and grieving, but they are too. You can only raise your child, teach him right from wrong. You can't control the circumstances.
At this stage, even though you're grieving, you can find a space in your heart to worry about the other families.
I guess I can, in a way, yes. But it's hard. Very hard.
Tell me about Richard.
There's been lots of untruths and blatant lies printed in the news media about my son. I don't believe Richard's guilty, and Richard's a good boy at home. And I believe the truth will be known in the end, and everything will come out.
21 Jump Street is high-gloss fiction. George Raffield, the kid who penetrated a kid's world, is a cold fact.